let me know how you're deciding. Let me know by 4:30. How does that sound? Okay. Alright, so today we're going to do a little bit more information on the automatic dosing system from Aquascape. So what this does here is exactly what it kind of sounds like as far as the treatment of your water feature, automatically to be precise. So if we go in here, this system is basically an IV drip system for your water feature. We've got the variety of water treatments that we'll dive into here in a little bit, but this is kind of, honestly, this is my favorite thing for anybody's water feature, whether you have a pond, Pondless Fall, fountain, anything like that. We've got the treatments there for you to help make your maintenance life better. Now, obviously, it's not going to make everything, it's not a cure-all, right? We're still going to have some string algae, you know, that's a possibility, anything like that, but it definitely helps with your water, you know, controlling the clarity, the quality, all of that stuff. These bags work phenomenally, especially once you learn to identify the symptoms that you're having and the best bag to use for each symptom. So with that, we have 4 different water treatments. We have a maintain, a clean, a clear, and a protect. So these top 3, or 1, 2, and 3, those are strictly or specifically for your water feature and the pond application for this one. Number 4 is for your fish. You can see it's got a protect there. The best thing to do if you ever are, you know, can't decide on what to add, read this part here. So we're going to start with number 4. This is specifically for your fish. So this is called Protect. This is a natural formula from tea tree oils. So everything's all natural. It helps with parasites and bacterial infections. There's your herbal extract. This is, you know, it's got a detox in it. It's got kind of not a koi vet. This might help your fish. It's going to help mainly the bacterial side of infections. So it's going to help protect that if you think you have something. The best thing for that is to check out Eric Johnson's koivet.com to get more information on if you do have sick fish. So whenever we install a doser, you always get your first bag of treatment for free. It tends to come with the maintain. So this treatment, this is number 1 on the treatments. Maintain is for you to maintain your current condition of your pond. This has the most balanced concoction of all of your beneficial bacteria and enzymes to help keep it the way it is. You know, it has a little bit of everything, and we're not fighting for control over a sludge problem or an algae problem, water quality, anything like that. We're just trying to keep it where we're at. So that's when we use the number 1, maintain. All right, so the next treatment available for your automatic dosing system is number 2. That is your bag of clean. So clean is for your sludge breakdown. This is a combination of all the heterotrophic bacteria that we use to really help break down that sludge and make your filters work as most efficiently as possible. So if we take a peek at this pond here, you can see all of the sludge that's built up in between the pieces of gravel and everything like that. So this is a great feature where I would recommend starting off the season with this number 2, the clean there. Help break up that sludge. I actually love to use clean this time of year and towards the fall months as well. This time of year, especially after the clean out, because we're breaking so much sludge up, we pump a lot of it out, but we are, you know, stirring everything up. So it just helps that system get established quickly and up and running as best as possible. In the fall, it's a great one because if you've been running your clear or something like that a bunch, and we have a bunch of broken down organic matter and things like that, then it helps again, break that down so our filters can be running as smooth as possible. So to me, the clean is a best, you know, it's great all year round, but I love it in the spring and later in the season. Okay, so the final treatment that we have available with the automatic dosing system that's specific for our ponds is the bag of clear. So this one is a more concentrated formula of all of our clarifiers and things like that. So this is going to be more for if we have cloudy or discolored water or debris attached to rocks. So, you know, if we've got a little bit of moss or algae or something like that on the rocks and things like that, there's a little bit of a algicide in this. There's also a phosphate binder and a flocculant in there. So this is really kind of your catch-all for your water quality problems. So this one is a fantastic, this is one of my favorite ones when we're trying to get the pond back to the clarity back under control and the quality. Now this one I don't like to run all the time. Again, that's what number one is for, maintain. That's what I want to be running the most of to try and keep it as balanced as possible. But this one definitely, you know, if we've got some brown water, some pea soup, something like that, that's what that flocculant and phosphate binder for. That's what the algicide's for a little bit, to get all of that up and out of there and going through the skimmer. So if you're running this, you might, you know, it's not a bad idea to be checking your skimmer a little bit more frequently. Great combination is this one for a couple weeks, maybe a bag of clean for the next couple weeks, and then the next following month, let's get back on that maintain. So with what I just described, that's a great segue to, you don't have to use your bag 100%. It's got caps. The next bag you're gonna put in has a cap on it. So recap that once your pond is under control and back to the way you like it, and then be able to use that later. So if we've got this pond here, you know, we've got a sludge problem, it's starting to get better. Let's get that bag of clean in there, and then it's been 3 weeks, and let's put maintain in. It all works great. There's a couple charts on both the boxes of your treatment and your actual auto doser here. They go into detail on which each one of them do better than the other one, that kind of stuff. And really it all kind of comes down to how big your feature is and what setting we have it at. I personally have a 2,000 gallon pond. I like the way my pond looks at when I run it at 1,500 gallons. So by it, I mean the auto doser. So basically it doesn't do any damage to run at a lower or higher setting. You're just gonna go through the bag of treatment faster or slower. With that, every box has a chart. If you're ever needing it, that chart is also on every bag you have. So you should, you know, once you kind of set it, you should be able to forget it. That's the whole point of this maintenance device, is to take the guesswork out of it. That doesn't mean you can't play with it. You know, it's an investment into your feature, so get the most out of it. There are 2 ways that we can install a doser. He's got a Berry 2 line, so that's how we're going to install this feature. The other way we can install a feature or auto doser is if the post is tall enough. There's a mounting bracket that we can attach to it, or we just, you know, if we have a fake stump, something like that, that we can hide it and put over it. All right, so what we're gonna do here is cue unboxing video that apparently we took. We've got about a spade length. Look at that. Destined to be. So most important thing is to put it somewhere where your tubing is going to reach. And then also, you know, there's much more cord than there is tubing, but our tubing should be good right here. So we're going to put it right here. Watch for your buried lines. Call 811 before you dig. If you're wondering why that looks so easy, it's because I'm a professional. So the reasoning for the line and why we don't want to completely bury it is we have to be able to squeeze this to open it, but also we don't want this tub to fill up with water. Here is our bracket if we wanted to use that. That's great for if we wanted to put it under a deck or something like that. Looks like that'll work. Okay, so installation for this is very smooth and quick. All right. Put that in there. Unscrew. Your tubing on the bottom here has a cap that you're going to be able to re-screw in. Feed that in. Okay, so now this part is hooked up. I'm going to kind of set that off to the side for a second. Okay, so transformers here are very easy. They're the quick connect system. We've just got the 2 prongs. Okay, so then, all right, now we have all of our lights. Okay, so now before we prime this, let's get this out. And you're in. Okay, so we have about a 2,500 gallon pond. So feature size adjustment, click, 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 boom, we're at 2,500 gallons. This doser, it says 5,000. It will actually treat up to a 10,000 gallon pond. This X2 button is to multiplier this number here. So 5,000 times 2 is 10,000. This orange light that says dosing, that is an indicator only of the X2 portion. It's not an indicator of if it's actually working. That is your power light. So we want it at 2,500. Now to prime this, there are one thing to do. Hold this X2 button down for about 4 seconds. Now we've got this light flashing. Now this one's gonna go right there. You can hear this pump here making a little bit of noise. I always double check it to see here, and then depending on how long you want to sit here for, you're going to be able to see the fluid come up and through. So we know this is working. We're going to put that in there. Now I recommend priming it, and I'm pretty sure the owner manual does too, priming it every time you change a bag. Even if you're gonna go from a maintain to a maintain, you should prime again. This bag will completely collapse in on itself, so it'll be completely flat. So there probably won't be much in the line or all the way in through your tubing itself. This is a 6-foot tubing. You know, at 2,500 gallon setting, that is gonna last you 28 days, 33 days. Okay, so if you're gonna check it on day 35, this thing should be cached and empty. So all of this will be empty. So you should reprime it, because it will take some time for the new bag to get down and out. If you're gonna change from a maintain to a different treatment, again, same thing, reprime it, so that way all of the old treatment that's in your tubing, both inside the unit and the external tubing, is out of there, so you start treating with the treatment that you want. You know, you're gonna go through, at this setting, you're gonna go through about 1 ounce of treatment a day. It's highly concentrated, that's why it works so effective, and at such small dosages. The reason why the automatic dosing system is so effective is because it's so consistent. Yes, it takes the guesswork out. Yes, there's a great variety of all of our beneficial bacterias, all of that stuff and everything, but it's the consistency of that daily treatment. Your pond is always getting what it needs. It's not a once a week thing, it's a daily thing. Okay, and then we're gonna take this. Best spot to put your tubing, I like to put it right in the skimmer. It comes with this attachment that goes around the check valve, and you can clip that right in there. This feature, now that we will now be on our maintenance route, so we're going to check this pretty frequently, so I don't like to use that clip as much. So again, in the skimmer, in front of the skimmer, the main point, just like any water treatment you're adding, it should always be in an area of heavy circulation. So some of our homeowners, they have them up by the biofall, right in there. Again, here, because of where our outlet's located, I'm gonna put this right here in front of my skimmer. Just like that. Hide my tubing. And this tubing, what I'll do is I'll actually cut it to length, because this is going to live here now. So that is installed. We've got it dripping right in front of our skimmer box. This is priming here, and that will automatically shut itself off.